Hello, I'm Z, and I just wanted to take you a moment to show you your course, OER course in General Psychology here at Midlands Technical College. Now, an OER course is an open educational resource source course, meaning that everything that you need is within your LMS system, which is Brightspace or D2L. Either name is fine. So let me share with you some information about your course. First things first, you want to check out the news section. Well, you've already done that. Well done. So here's your news section. You're already watching this video, so you've already come here. You want to make sure to check this at least once or twice a week if you're in an online course, but at least once a week, even if you're in an on-ground course. Instructors post important information here about the course or perhaps something that's happening within the community or at Midlands Technical College. Here, we want to go to our content. Now, the content is where we start. All of your course information is going to be built in. So, starting with before you begin, you have getting tech ready, what kind of technology you need for the course, staying connected, things we have that are offered at Midlands Technical College, and then also be successful, how to be successful in college in general, and then let's chat. Let's chat is just a video from your instructor. Getting started. This is a welcome to psychology, then your course overview, then you have your syllabus, very important that you check that out, and then your professor information. Now, the professor information is going to have their office information as well as their phone number and how you can get in touch with them. Then you have your schedule of activities. Now, the schedule of activities is going to list when things are due and when you need to turn things in so that they won't be late. Many instructors do not take late assignments, so you want to make absolutely sure that you keep on top of these dates of when things are due. Then you have your project. The majority of general psychology do use an integrated learning project, but not all of them. So you may want to check to see what your instructor has specifically created for your course. Then we get into our units. You have unit one, two, three, four, five, and six. These are our content units, meaning that this is where we find our chapters and our chapter information. So if we go into unit one, all of the units are structured the same. We have our chapter one and our chapter two are in the first unit, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, and 11, 12. Two chapters per unit. So if you go into read and review, this is where you'll find your OER textbook. So right here, click on this. I like to open mine into a new tab. So I open it up into a new tab and it populates the textbook for me. Now each chapter is going to look relatively the same. Content will be different, but the format will be the same. It'll start with an introduction to the chapter, and then you'll have these little accordions. It'll open up with more information. There are some chapters have games or things you can interact with. And each accordion opens up and has information and content. And then at the end of the chapter, at the bottom, you'll see a key terms. You can open up the key terms. These are the terms you need to be able to do the crossword. Not all instructors require the crossword. It's really just there for you to have something fun to do. Some people like crosswords. And then at the very bottom, you will find a light lecture. This is a lecture for the chapter. So even the in-ground, I think the on-ground classes even have these added. Each chapter has a light lecture that kind of talks about and goes through each chapter. All right, so if we go to back to the top, if we go back to the top and we go back to table of contents, you can also, let's say you're like, oh, I need to look up chapter five. And you're like, where's chapter five again? You can also find your textbook here at the bottom of the content, embedded course textbook. If you click there, it has all of your course chapters broken out for you. So let's say you wanted to look at chapter five, you could go in there, open up chapter five. And again, it's kind of set up the same way. It's set up the same way as the other chapters. So let's say you were reading, so you wanted to do something about neurotransmitters and memory because you're working on your project. So neurotransmitters. Oh, okay. So epinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, glutamate, and acetylcholine are involved in memory. That's very interesting. Well, what about emotion and memory? So here we go. Let's look at emotion and memory. So yeah, you can open up each little bit about amnesia. That's interesting. Well, let me not fall too far into the textbook. I'll start reading it again. So there's another course at the end, a crossword, and then there's your chapter five light lecture. One thing too I wanted to tell you is that in the general psychology course, you also have unit 7. All right, this is the last unit of the course, and in this unit is where you find your study guide for the final exam. Highly suggest that you get that now and you start working on it throughout the semester so that you can have it completed by the time you get to the end of the semester. And then you'll just be reviewing for your final and you'll be ready to go. And then you'll also have in the last a final exam and a practice exam. And if you go to your overview, so if you go back to getting started, we can look at the course overview. The course overview has a breakdown of what's in the class. So there's knowledge checks, which are quizzes. There's 2 for each chapter. And then you have your engagement activities for on-ground students, that's activities in the classroom. And for online students, that's activities such as discussions. So you want to make sure to read through this to see what is going on. Your instructor, if you would like to email your instructor, you can go to the content, like I said before, and you can check here in the getting started and you have your professor information. But if for some reason you're unable to locate that or you can't make the email work, another way to be able to email your instructor is to go to class list, click on faculty, click in the box next to your instructor's name and then click email. Of course, this will be different for you unless that is your instructor, and then click email and it will email your instructor directly. So that's your course. That's your OER course. That is the basics of it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email your instructor or call them or drop in during their office hours. They would love to talk with you. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your general psychology course here at Midlands Technical College. Have an absolutely wonderful day.